It is impossible for the consumer reporting agencies to tell you that your disputes has been verified. Now I'm going to talk about 3 or 4 laws that you can use in your process when you are getting accounts removed from your consumer file. Okay. When they say that it's been verified, they need more than just a signed contract from you and the institution. That's not enough when it comes to law. So y'all, we're going to talk about the law 15 USC 6801, protection of non-public information. Okay, so now this law talks about how the financial institution is supposed to protect your information. Your information shouldn't be floating all around town. It shouldn't be with the consumer reporting agencies. They should protect it in their system. So that's a violation right there. Then we're going to talk about 15 USC 6802, obligation with respect to disclose of personal information. Now, this law pretty much talks about how the institution, when you go sign a contract with them, whether you get in a car, whether you are getting a loan, a credit card, whatever it is, they are supposed to provide you 3 disclosure forms. Okay. Now, this is all going to make sense after I talk about these laws, because it's going to be the way you use them when it comes to you asking the consumer reporting agencies, how was my accounts verified? Okay. And these are the laws you want to use. So just stick with me. So 6802 talks about the disclosure forms. Okay. There are 3 disclosure forms. Okay. The first disclosure form is the financial institution letting you know that they will disclose your information to a non-affiliated third party. The second disclosure form is the institutions giving you the opportunity before information is initially disclosed to direct that the information may not be disclosed to a third party company. So they supposed to give you the option to opt out. You need to say whether or not you want them to give it to the consumer reporting agencies or not. Okay. So the third one is the financial institution giving you an explanation how to exercise them non-disclosure options. So they're giving you an explanation of how to exercise your rights. Those are 3 forms that they supposed to provide you. Okay, now let's move to the next law. 15, I don't know why I keep saying 16. 15 USC 6802, disclosure of institution practice policy. Okay. Now this law just go to follow up about the disclosure forms. It pretty much talks about how they need to clearly and conspicuously show you these forms. It shouldn't be bundled up in the back of your contract. It shouldn't be in small letters where you can't see it. That's what they like to do. It shouldn't be that. They need to clearly and conspicuously let you know, hey, these are 3 disclosure forms and you have the option to exercise your rights. Okay. They don't do that. Okay. So now we're going to go on and talk about the law 15 USC 1681B, permissible purpose of consumer report. Now, this is my favorite one. Not really. I like 6802 too, but this is a good one. So this law talks about how the consumer reporting agencies is supposed to get permissible purpose from you. Okay. They're supposed to get written instructions from you stating that it is okay for them to report on your consumer file, to put any information on your consumer file. So you need to think about it. In order for the consumer reporting agencies to run a business, the consumers, us, they have to get they have to get permission from us to put anything on our report. So if they are freely just reporting on you and not getting permission, they have clearly violated you. Their business won't be nothing without us. But this stuff has been going on for so long and nobody's exercising the rights, or nobody even reading the laws, or trying to push for the remedy, that these companies continue to violate us with white collar crimes. These are white collar crimes that happen every day. So 1681B talks about permissible purpose. They supposed to get some written instructions from you saying it's okay. So now how does this work in sending out your letter? Let me sum it all up. I know I kind of moved through it real fast, and let me calm down because I get a little excited. Okay. So how does this sum all up? Now, when they say that your letters have been, so let's say you sent the letter out to the consumer reporting agencies and they say it's been verified. Now you want to send a letter out to them asking them, How has it been verified? You know what I'm saying? Let me read you guys one of my letters so you can see what I'm talking about, because I get to moving and talking fast and get off track. I'm just going to read you what the letter should sound like, and we can talk about that. So when they send you a letter back saying that something has been verified, you need to follow up in such a way, and you need to have the laws included to bag you up, So like I said, when I send out my letters to get things removed off my report or my client's report, I'm not going in disputing anything. My first letter is just a reinvestigation. Okay, so if they don't answer to my reinvestigation, cool, I send another one out. I title it Description of Reinvestigation Procedure. Okay, second request. Second request, because I sent my first one out, you either didn't respond or you said that it has been verified. Okay, so now we're going to jump into this. So it says, this is my second written request. My first request letter was sent. Insert the date you sent it. Okay. Your response to my request was that the information reporting has been verified. How were the results of your investigation verified? Reasonable and impartial and fair. Pursuant to 15 USC 1681I, you never provided identification of any information required to investigate. So they didn't even give me anything, the results. They just said it's been verified. Sometimes they may send a contract, but most of the time they just say it's been verified. But you never sent me any, provided identification of any information required to investigate. I never received a standardized form describing the general nature of such information. They need to describe what happened. The law says that they need to describe to us how the investigation process took place. Okay, so this is what you want to insert in your letters. So you didn't describe to me the nature of such information. What information did you use to come to a conclusion that this information was verifiable? Okay. Did you use the information I provided to you in consideration to your decision making? You must investigate each account according to the procedure pursuant to 15 USC 1681 AE. Okay, so I'm going to read the law of what 1681 AE talks about. This is the way they should investigate, reinvestigate. The law breaks it down clearly on how the consumer reporting agencies, am I saying that right? Okay, the law breaks it down on how they should investigate. Okay, so it says the term investigate consumer report means a consumer report or portion thereof in which information on a consumer character, general reputation, personal characteristic, or mode of living is obtained through personal interviews with neighbors. See, I talked about this before. We got to read the law. So it says their investigation should include personal interviews with neighbors, friends, or associates of the consumer reported on, or with others with whom he is acquainted, or who he may have knowledge concerning any such items of information. However, such information shall not include specific factual information on a consumer credit report obtained directly from a creditor. So they're saying that you can't just get information directly from the creditor and say that it's verified. And most of the time, that's what they do. The consumer reporting agencies don't do no interviews with neighbors. They don't go to your friends. They don't go to family members. They just reach out to the financial institution. They give them your name, account number. The financial institution puts your name and information in the system, and they look you up to see if you had an account with them, and they say, oh, it's verified. And that's how they verify it. So the law says you can't just get information obtained directly from the creditor. So this is stuff we need to know, you guys, when you are disputing. The law say you can't get information directly from the creditor of the consumer or from a consumer reporting agency when such information was obtained directly from a creditor of the consumer or from the consumer. Wait, am I reading this right? I'm all over the place. Okay, so let me bag it up. So you can't get information directly from the creditor, okay, of the consumer or from a consumer reporting agency when such information was obtained directly from a creditor of the consumer or from the consumer. So they're pretty much telling you that, hey, the way they are telling us that this information is verified, they actually not investigating properly, because what I've read is you supposed to give, information from, do interviews with neighbors, friends, associates. This stuff is important. This is why you need to read the law. The law, 15 USC 1681, there's a certain way the consumer reporting agencies have to investigate. Okay, so I added it right in my letter. So we moving on. It say, what information did you use to modify such information is reasonable and fair? Did you use information received directly from me, the consumer, or were you dependent solely on the information provided by the furniture? Yes, they were. They depended solely on the information provided by the creditor, the furnisher. The ACDV, Automated Consumer Dispute Verification Form received from the consumer, is not reporting correct information. Okay, so the ACDV is a verification form that the consumer reporting agencies and the creditor, that's their way of communicate. So the creditors fill out this form about your accounts, you, the consumer, and they send this form to the consumer reporting agencies, and that's what they call it. Is you may heard of it and some may haven't, but it's called the ACDV, Automated Consumer Dispute Verification Form. That's how they communicate with each other. Okay, so the Automated Consumer Dispute Verification Form received from the creditor is not reporting correct information. The information reported on my consumer report is not following the industry standard code. Okay. How did you conduct your investigation? Pursuant to 15 USC 1681 AE Investigative Consumer Report, you must provide me proof of the reinvestigation, providing information obtained through personal interviews with the neighbors, friends, or associates who may have knowledge concerning any such items of information. So you wanna let them know that you know the law. So I wrote it right back in there, like, hey, how did you conduct this investigation? Did you do any interviews with anybody? Did you do that? Okay, so then we go say, any creditor furnishing information to a consumer reporting agency must sign a disclosure form from me, the consumer, stating that I, the consumer, gave them permission to report. So you're telling me that this information is verified, right? But any creditor, okay, that you do business with, any furnisher that you do business with, supposed to provide to you disclosure forms, forms that you supposed to sign, forms giving you the option to opt out or opt in, however way you want to do it. How could the information be verified? So if it's verified, you're supposed to be providing me them disclosure forms. Let me see the disclosure form, because we talking about fraud all over the board. Okay, one, you didn't get permissible purpose from me. We're talking about the Consumer Reporting Agency. The law, remember, the law talks about permissible purpose. The Consumer Reporting Agencies have to get permission from you. That's one violation. Okay, now we're talking about these disclosure forms. Now, remember, you're telling me that it's verified. Where is the permissible purpose, the written instructions from me giving you permission to report on me? And then, okay, that's one. Now we want to double back and talk about 6802, obligations with respect to disclose my personal information. We want to talk about these disclosure forms. So now you say this information is verified. I hear you, but where is these disclosure forms? Okay, how is this information verified? You haven't provided me the disclosure forms, and you haven't provided me that written instruction of me giving you permission to even report on my consumer report, but you're telling me that this information is verified. Sounds like identity theft. Somebody didn't just put your information on there and you didn't give them permission. Okay, y'all got to follow me. This stuff is deep, and you can really use this against them, and you can go to court after you have sent your letters out and they are not following and staying in honor. okay, removing this junk, you can go to court. It costs $100 to file a claim. And you can literally win your case. You can either get you a consumer lawyer or you can go in there yourself, have your exhibits, your proof with you, and hey, you can do your damn thing. Okay, so we're talking about disclosure form. So I added that in my letter. I say, hey, where's the disclosure forms? If this is verified, I need disclosure forms. I didn't get that. I talked about my permissible purposes. How is it, verified? Did I give you written instructions? Where is the written and signed form that I gave you written instructions? Okay, and now we're going to go and say signed disclosure forms should be attached to the results of your reinvestigation process. So if they are saying something has been verified, they need to provide, because we're asking of the procedure. The law said you have to explain to us how it was done and provide us the information. So the results of the investigation should have the disclosure forms attached to it. You can't just have a contract that I signed with the institution and say that it's verified and I owe them because I had a contract with them. No, the law says you're supposed to provide me the procedure and how your investigation process took place. And in the results, I should have disclosure forms that are signed, okay, with the creditor. And I need to have a form, a written instruction signed saying that I gave you, the consumer reporting agency's permission to report this junk on my credit report. Okay, please explain how this information is verified if you are not providing the signed disclosure forms from the creditor furnishing the information. This is not a reasonable investigation process. Let me start up. This is not a reasonable investigation process when some of the information from the investigation is missing. How can it be verified when some of the information is missing? The disclosure forms are missing. The permissible purpose form is missing. But you're telling me that it's verified. We're not talking about what I owe. We're talking about consumer law, y'all. This is consumer law. The law rolls in your favor. Okay, that's why it's so important to read the law, because I don't care what you have done. I don't care what contract you signed, what car note you paying, whatever you paying. You, the consumer, have more power over every institution because they are violating you. The information they have not provided you. Certain information was not disclosed to you. So it's all a lie at the end of the day. All of it is a lie. Okay? It's all a lie. So how is this process? So how is this a reasonable investigation process when some of the information is missing from the investigation? The information furnishing on my consumer file is not accurate or fair. This information reporting is in clear violation of my rights. I have sent you proof of the violations on my consumer file, and you continue to report inaccurate information on my consumer report. Furthermore, you have failed to protect my rights to privacy and exercise your grave Let me start over. Furthermore, you have failed to provide, you have failed to protect my rights to privacy and exercise your grave responsibility with fairness and impartiality pursuant to 15 USC 1681, accuracy and fair reporting. So they violated, there's another violation. They failed to protect the privacy. They failed to have correct information reporting, because before the information even got on your consumer report, it should have been accurate, and it also should have had written instructions from you saying it was okay to report. So come on, y'all, who's gonna win this case? Like, the law is the law. The law sticks, but it's up to you to work the law. A lot of us is lazy, and we want fast results, and we want to sit here and just think some stuff going to happen overnight and send a regular dispute time or some who is this, remove this. No, you need to bring out the laws, because the laws is what's going to stand in your favor. The laws is what's going to help you win your case, and it's going to help you get money in court too. I'm telling y'all. So where we at? So 3, consumer reporting agencies have assumed a vital role in assembling and evaluating consumer credit, and other information on consumers. So they saying you assume, a vital role. You need to make sure this stuff is correct, because this, you're dealing with people profiles, social security numbers, personal information. Like, you violating me. There is a need to ensure that the consumer reporting agencies exercise their great responsibility with fairness and impartiality and respect for the consumer right to privacy. I feel like I read that already. Okay, this is my last and final request for the description of the reinvestigation procedure. So when y'all sending out y'all letters, you need to be asking for the description of the reinvestigation procedure, not investigation, reinvestigation, because remember, there should have been an investigation before it was even placed on your consumer report. So you got to make sure your wording is right and you have the right laws included in there. I'm telling you, it makes a difference. You can't say investigate because there should have already been an investigation. You have to say, give me the description of the reinvestigation procedure. I want to know the details. I want to know who you talked to. I want to know where's the disclosure forms. I want to know, where's the written instructions from me? You know what I'm saying? How did you protect my privacy? The report is not accurate and fair. All of this stuff, like, how could they win? Like, you got to know your laws, because you add this stuff in your letters and you can fight this in court. At the end of the day, they can say, well, you owe this and okay, I hear what you're saying. But again, where's the disclosure forms that should have took place during the consummation of that signing? Okay. Also, yeah, the written instructions from, me to you. I'm talking about you, the credit bureaus, consumer reporting agencies. Where's the written instruction saying it's okay? And we're going to get back to the institutions, because they supposed to give me 3 disclosure forms that they didn't get to. But where's the written instructions from the consumer reporting agencies? Y'all don't got that. And then they don't have them 3 disclosure forms, but this information is verified. It sounds like fraud here. Sounds like we're talking about big fraud. So when you are, you know what I'm saying, writing these crooks, you better look at these laws, baby. As many laws that you add in there, it actually helps your case out a lot more, because they are violating you. So the last part says, okay, let me finish that because I kind of got off. So this is my last and final request for the description of the reinvestigation procedure. If you are not able to provide the proof of the reinvestigation process pursuant to 15 USC 1681 AE, remember AE talks about they need to do interviews. So if you can't show me how you did them interviews and talk to somebody, this is, you know what I'm saying, or provide the signed disclosure forms. So you got to give me the forms from the institution. Also, I need to see how you conducted them interviews. Okay, I need the 3 disclosure forms for this to be verified. Okay, so I need the forms, the creditors from the creditors furnishing such information pursuant to 15 USC 6802. You must remove, if you can't provide it to me, then you must remove this frivolous information reporting on my consumer file. The information reporting on my consumer report is not accurate, and I have the proof that it is not correct. I am very aware of the civil liability available to me for your negligence. This is true negligent behavior, okay? Because they did not follow no law. They just like, we gonna do whatever. We getting paid. These are billion-dollar companies. The consumer reporting agencies are billion-dollar companies, baby. We are not pushing the laws, and they violating us every day because they know people are not studying. They are not adding the right information in their letters. You are not even trying to sue. Like, nowadays, you got to sue. You gotta set your administration process up and sue. Okay, don't be so quick to get a turnaround. Like, set it up the right way. Oh, they didn't answer to the first letter. That's cool. Let me send a second letter out. Okay, that's cool. I got two letters that I didn't sent out. They didn't respond. Hey, that's your exhibits. That's your proof. That's negligent behavior on their end. They are not honoring the law. They fail to honor the law. They fail to respect the consumer. Okay, because you sent them something stating that there are inaccurate. Not only that, I screenshotted information from my consumer file showing you how the balance is different on all 3 reports, but it's supposed to be accurate. Not only that, I'm trying to figure out these forms. I'm trying to figure out what these forms and I know I got the information on my report that's inaccurate, but where's these forms? So when you are sending your letters out and your information come back as verified, truly look over the laws, add the correct laws in there so you can get the best results. Make sure that you are reading the right laws to provide in your dispute letters, the ones that they are violating, the ones that the institutions are violating, the creditors, and also the ones that the consumer reporting agencies are violating. So if if you are somebody who needs to clean up your credit report, we do have a consumer law repair guide in the description. So if you look in I don't know where you're watching from, but I'm gonna have a link where you can look in my bio or click the link and you can actually get the guide. It walks you right through it. It has the laws in there. We have the templates in there. We show you how these people have been violating you, and we give you a time frame and how to administrate your process. What I got in this guide, that's exactly how I administrate my process with my clients. So click the link and get the consumer law repair guide. And remember, don't wait to be great, and do not take no for an answer. You have to study the laws and you have to push. Okay, you got to push the laws in their face. You got to make them tired of you. Just like the debt collectors, they do not get tired. They keep going and going until you break in and you pay them. Okay, and that's the same thing with you. You keep going and going until they give you what you need. Okay, because they can't prove to you that what you're saying is wrong. So why not just say, just prove to me? All I want to know is, where's the disclosure forms? Okay, you say the contract, you got the contract, but okay, that's one thing. Where's the disclosure forms? Where's the written instruction? How did you protect my rights? Why is it inaccurate information? Was these accounts investigated? Where's the procedure and how you conducted an investigation? Those are things you should be asking them. So if it's been verified, give me the procedure of what you did. Okay, so don't wait to be great. Look at my bio and get the link. Okay, click on the link and get your guide today, step-by-step process on how to remove anything from your consumer file. Okay, the laws are attached in there, the letters is attached in there. It shows you exactly what you need to do.